Roots. Roots are one of the 4 major organs of a plant. The root system anchors the plant to the ground, absorbs water and nutrients from the soil, and stores nutrients for future use. An unhealthy root system leads to an unhealthy plant. There are 2 types of root systems, a taproot system and a fibrous root system. A taproot is a single, thick root that grows downward into the soil. Carrots, turnips, and parsnips are examples of vegetables that store food in their taproots. Pine trees and dandelions also have taproots. A plant with a taproot can usually tolerate dry periods because the root extends far downward into the soil. A fibrous root system is made up of many narrow roots that spread out into the soil. Grasses, such as corn plants, have fibrous root systems. A plant with a fibrous root system usually doesn't tolerate dry conditions well because the roots are located near the top of the soil. Some plants, such as strawberries, corn, and many other grasses, will grow adventitious roots. These roots help anchor the plant to the ground and also propagate new plant growth. Adventitious roots grow from the stems of a plant or leaf rather than from root tissue. Remember that the 2 classes of flowering plants are monocots and dicots. Monocot plants have a fibrous root system, whereas dicot plants usually have a taproot system. Roots grow best in moist soil that is loose enough to allow airspace. Healthy roots are generally creamy white in color. Roots have the following parts: primary root, secondary root, root hairs, and the root cap. The primary root is the first root to grow from the seed, absorbing water and nutrients and anchoring the seedling. The root cap is a mass of cells located at the tip of the primary root. The root cap acts as a shield to protect the primary root as it grows deeper into the coarse soil. Secondary roots branch off the primary roots. Both taproots and fibrous root systems can have secondary roots. Root hairs are small, hair-like structures that grow from all plant roots. The root hairs help to anchor the plant in the ground. They also absorb water and nutrients from the soil. Root hairs increase the root system's surface area and allow more water and nutrients to be absorbed. Look at the increase in surface area when this single root grows root hairs. Imagine how much more surface area this root now has. In order to maintain a moisture balance between the roots and the soil, plant cells in the root hairs absorb water by a process called osmosis. When the plant absorbs water through the roots, it is also absorbing elements dissolved in the water. These elements, which are necessary for plant development, are called nutrients. There are 17 nutrients that are essential for plant growth. The 6 needed in largest like quantity are called macronutrients. They are nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and sulfur. Because plants require more nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, they are called primary macronutrients. Calcium, magnesium, and sulfur are called secondary macronutrients. Micronutrients are nutrients that plants need in smaller amounts. They are boron, copper, chlorine, iron, manganese, molybdenum, nickel, and zinc. Plants also obtain carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen from air and water. In order for a plant to stay healthy and thrive in its environment, all of the parts of the root system must work together to transport water and nutrients from the tiny root hairs all the way up to the leaves. And now let's explore the core. Plants absorb moisture in the soil through a process called osmosis. Osmosis is the movement of water through a selectively permeable membrane from an area of high water concentration to an area of low water concentration. The movement of water occurs across a plasma membrane that acts as a boundary surrounding the cell. The plasma membrane is semi-permeable or selectively permeable, meaning that it allows certain molecules, like water, to pass into the cell while preventing other molecules from entering. Water in the soil will diffuse across the plant cell membrane until it is in equal concentration on both sides. In this way, the plant cells maintain balance or homeostasis. Water enters the root cells by osmosis and is transported up the plant by the xylem tissue. When this happens, the plant cells swell as their internal pressure increases. The pressure, which is called Turgor pressure, makes the plant stand up and appear firm and healthy. However, during times of drought, the plant may lose its water. When this happens, both the cell membrane and cytoplasm shrink away from the cell wall and the plant wilts. The movement of water across a cell membrane does not require energy from the cell in order to occur. When substances pass across the membrane without requiring cellular energy, it's called passive transport, so osmosis is a form of passive transport. Today's SAT word is propagate. To propagate is to cause to increase in number or to spread from person to person. In this lesson, we learned that plants such as strawberries and corn can grow adventitious roots that propagate or cause an increase in new plant growth.